When the Ash'ari school mentioned these type of things, the modern Salafi movement termed them as being Jahmiyyah, meaning followers of Jahm bin Safwan. How do they reach this conclusion?
Right? So he only reads one quote from Imam al-Bukhari that I gave in my article when I used several others. Why didn't he read the other ones? I'm going to show you why. Because the other quotes expose Asrar Rashid and the Asharis as Jahmiyyah very clearly. Let me show you this. Watch this. Look at this, man. It's the very first quote I gave. First quote. So this, the actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to Al-Bukhari, Imam al-Bukhari, may Allah have mercy on him. I say the following text from Al-Bukhari lays the foundations for his view on God's actions. This one sentence right here, focus guys, this one sentence completely buries the Ash'ari position and exposes them as Jahmiyyah. So Imam al-Bukhari says what? فَفِعْلَ اللَّهِ صِفَةُ اللَّهِ وَالْمَفْعُولُ غَيْرُهُ مِنَ الْخَلْقِ. Which means he's saying Allah's action, right? Allah's action or his actions are his attributes, are his sifat, right? His action is a sifa. That's already buries you. You know why? Because the Ash'aris do not believe that actions of Allah are actually sifat. They don't believe that Allah's actions are attributes of his. That's why they say they exist in creation. They're on the side of creation. This is very clear. And even the Maturidis try to refute the Ash'aris about this. Okay? Then he says, so as for Al-Bukhari's view, he says, فَفِعْلَ اللَّهِ صِفَةُ اللَّهِ, meaning that the act of Allah is his sifa, it's his attribute. وَالْمَفْعُولُ غَيْرُهُ مِنَ الْخَلْقِ, that which is acted upon, right, or the effect of the act, it exists distinct from Allah and is part of creation. So what do you have? You have a three-pronged system, which is what the Ahlul Sunnah believe in. You have the agent or the being who performs the act, the subject of the action, and this is basic Arabic. This is how the Ash'aris throw Arabic out of the bus, under the bus, and completely throw the Quran under the bus. Because any language has this. Okay, look. You have the actor or the doer of the action, right? The agent. Then you have the act itself, which is with or subsists with the agent, and then you have the effect of the action. That's what Imam al-Bukhari is explaining. You have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's action is his sifa, is his attribute, and then the effect of the action is distinct from him and distinct from his attributes. That's not what the Ash'ari say. However, let's see what he says about the Jahmiyyah. He then says, and the Jahmiyyah said, the act of Allah is the same as that which is acted upon, right? The fi'l is the same thing as the maf'ul. And guess who says that? That's what the Ash'ari say. They say the fi'l or the act is the same thing as the maf'ul or the thing that is acted upon, the effect of the action. Imam al-Bukhari, because the Ash'aris weren't around at this time, is attributing this belief to the Jahmiyyah. And guess who later takes that view? The Ash'aris. So do you understand now why we call them Jahmiyyah? Because they take the views of the Jahmiyyah. And this is Imam al-Bukhari. This isn't Jake. This is why Asrar Rashid didn't read this. He can come out and call me a liar and tell me this is not the view of the Ash'aris. And guess what? You will be shocked by this. You'll be shocked. And I don't want to embarrass the Sheikh. I don't want to embarrass him because I used to admire him and have a lot of respect for him. And I still do respect him, generally speaking. When I showed this and sat down and had lunch with an Ash'ari scholar, and I showed him this, do you know what he said? He said, well, the Jahmiyyah could be right about something. So he admitted that Imam al-Bukhari did not hold the Ash'ari view. He admitted that the Ash'ari view is akin or equal to the view of what Imam al-Bukhari says is the view of the Jahmiyyah. And then, what's his response? Wouldn't that give you pause? Imam al-Bukhari, one of the greatest scholars of our ummah, is attributing your view to the view of the Jahmiyyah and is saying that the Salafi view is correct. You turn around and say, okay, Jake, yeah, I see your point. But I say Imam al-Bukhari was wrong. He was mistaken, but it was his own ijtihad. No, your scholars say that this belief that he held is either bid'ah or kufr. And Asrar Rashid told me on the phone that he believes that it's a bid'ah. So that would entail that he would have to attribute this other scholar, not Asrar Rashid, since he agreed with me on my interpretation of Imam al-Bukhari, that Imam al-Bukhari held a deviant view. And that his view is actually the view of what Imam al-Bukhari says is the view of the Jahmiyyah. Wouldn't that give you pause to say, wait, hold on a second. Hold on, maybe my kufi is wrapped too tight. I gotta, let it up and let some air in there or something to make sure I'm thinking right before I start to side with the Jahmiyyah over somebody like Imam al-Bukhari. Now you see why Asrar Rashid didn't actually read the other quotes in my article. He only read one quote. This is only one quote here. Now look, Imam al-Bukhari continues. He says the Jahmiyyah say that the fi'l is the same thing as the maf'ul. Anybody who knows basic Arabic and they say Jake doesn't know Arabic, okay, no problem. No problem. I don't know any Arabic. You tell me, you first year Arabic students, is the fi'l is the same as the maf'ul? You tell me. The Ashari position and the position of the Jahmiyyah is that the fi'l is the same thing as the maf'ul. That totally breaks all Arabic grammar and structure and the structure of the entire Quran. But then Imam al-Bukhari says, no, that's not what we say. But the people of ilm, right? Ahlul ilm, the people of knowledge, we say that Allah's act of bringing something into existence, at-takhliq, it itself is an act of Allah. So it cannot be created. It's not created. It's uncreated. This is a foundational text for Imam al-Bukhari on the actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Completely buries the Ash'ari position and shows that they are on the position of the Jahmiyyah. I wonder why Asrar Rashid conveniently didn't read this out. Now I have other texts here from Imam al-Bukhari. This is the one that he read. And then I have another one here, which he didn't read.